welcome to Ariel Helwani's MMA Show.
Back in your life on this Monday, June 15th, 2020. Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to a brand new edition of DC and Helwani right here on a multitude of ESPN platforms. I'm Helwani. That's DC in San Jose. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm technically in Gilroy.
Oh,
don't do us like that, though.
Oh, my bad.
Don't do us like that. It's Gilroy, baby. San Jose area. You know, I love the Bay Area. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm chilling, working out, just doing my thing.
Well, man, do we have a lot, each and every week I say we have a lot to talk about. In particular this week, we have a ton to talk about. There's so much to get to right off the bat, but I'm just wondering, are you wearing a Louisiana sweatshirt because of what your boy Dustin Poirier said about you on Friday? Did you hear that comment?
You know, I really haven't listened to anything because I'm in my zone right now. You know, I've got something to get prepared for.
Okay.
But, I'm from Louisiana. I'm Lafayette's favorite son. You know, they love me. You know, and the fact that I'm not in town every day, it keeps me fresh. So when I go, the city is awake. Now, I love Dustin, man. You know, we like to give each other a hard time, but I heard what he said. You know, he said DC doesn't even live in Lafayette, but I'm a Louisiana boy for my life, my whole life, and it'll never change.
Well, it seemed like he took a bit of a subtle shot towards you, so I thought maybe
he does every time. That's my boy, though. Like, I do it to him too. I call him the King of Lafayette, but like in jest, right? Kind of like the King of Lafayette. When in reality, I'm the King of Lafayette.
That's right.
He's the Prince of Lafayette. You know, like he's the Prince. I love DP. That's my boy. I can't wait until he fights in a couple weeks. But I'm the King of Lafayette, Louisiana. They love me. I'm becoming the mayor of Gilroy. So like everywhere I go, I take over.
And of course, you coach the high school wrestling team there. A big day for me, DC. 2-year anniversary of my debut at ESPN today. So it's great to be celebrating with you on this very special day.
Congratulations, my brother. You know, hey, congratulations, my brother. Yes. You know, 2 years, man. That's a big deal. And honestly, you've done a great job. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yes. June 15, 2018. It was a day filled with emotions, but it's great to see how far we've come doing a show via Zoom in my spare bedroom. This is the dream.
You've got three shows now on the ESPN platforms. You've got this one.
Yes.
You've got the Chill and Ariel show.
Close enough.
And then you got the Ariel Helwani's MMA hour.
Sure. Yeah, close enough. Not
what you mean? You got 3 shows.
Accurate. Actually, I have 5 if we're counting.
You got 5 shows?
Yes, I host the Snapchat show for the kids. You know, under 16
Hey, listen.
crowd.
Don't ever bring up Snapchat again in my life. Don't you bring up Snapchat. I did forget about your pre-fight shows that you do on ESPN Radio. That's
I have that. Oh,
show.
6. I do a show on Facebook called the People's MMA Show. Shout out to The Rock, our boy.
So you just bring it up all kinds of social platforms. Okay, well, I do a show on ESPN too. I'm gonna start doing Instagram live shows and call it my own show. That's what you want to do now? That's what we're doing now.
It all counts, baby. It all counts.
Show,
It's been. By the way, since we're talking about social media, shout out to our guy Robert Pearson. Did you get the contract? He sent you a contract. Did you get it?
He did. I got it. I signed it. It was his contract stated payment in full is 1 Instagram follow. It's done. I followed him immediately, and then boy, did he deliver this week, didn't he? Did he not?
Corporate
the
champ.
Winged Eagle belt. Did you see the Winged Eagle belt, the WWE title from back in the day with the Rock wearing the sweat top, like the little shirt? Remember how he used to dress? I mean, the corporate champion has arrived. I love it. I love the corporate champion shtick. It's my favorite one ever.
You're really embracing it, but the corporate champ is a heel.
I know.
This goes against everything that you've built over the last couple of years.
It's okay though, Ariel. You're
siding with the corporation. You got a lot of heat from Dan Lebitard last week. I heard you on Lebitard. You were stumbling and mumbling all over the place.
No, I was not stumbling and mumbling.
You was really it was either that or you're
stumbling and mumbling. It's my bad phone service.
But he was really he was disappointed, like legitimately disappointed. Yeah.
My boy Lebitard was sad. And I like Lebitard, but the reality is somebody's got to train the corporation. You know, you got to be, somebody has to stand up because otherwise the man gets bullied. The man can be bullied. Hey, when Stone Cold Steve Austin was trying to beat up poor Vince McMahon, The Rock went to his defense. It's what happens sometimes, and that's just me. It is what it is.
So you're siding with the big bad corporation. All right. Well, I'm glad that you are running with this because it's good to let your true feelings out.
It's at a point now where I can't turn back. I'm all in. I'm invested.
You're all in.
I'm invested. I got people questioning me, like questioning my loyalties, and I truly believe that it's from you.
What do you mean it's from
started
me?
This. You painted me as a bad guy. You see,
I would never do such a thing.
No, you've painted me as a bad guy. You for weeks and weeks, you've tried to make it seem as if I don't support the fighters, and now people are jumping on board and they believe.
Who are the people that you're referring to?
Everyone. The fans have turned on me. The fans have made me a bad person. So you know what? I'm siding with the corporation now, and I'm going all in.
You're all in. Just like you are on the show with you're posting the promos and whatnot. I appreciate it.
I'm all in. Hey, but here's the deal, right? The fans, they can't vocally abuse me in the arena because nobody gonna be there. Right. So it's like, you can play whatever side you want. You don't have to deal with the wrath of the fans. It's kind of funny.
This is the perfect time to be a heel because you won't be booed. Yeah. No one's gonna yell anything to you. But are you referring to Jorge Masvidal calling you the White Knight? Was he referring to you?
Was it me?
White Knight DC?
Was it me?
It sounded like it was you. I mean, if
so
I
first
initially didn't.
At first, I thought it was Chael because it said former fighters, but then I looked closely, it said current, and I was like, oh, he must be referring to me. But the reality is this. Like, hey, I want Jorge Masvidal to get his money. I do want him to get his money. All I'm saying is that there's just better ways to go about it. That's all I've said for weeks, is that go talk about it directly. Deal with it, That's how I would do it. That's all I'm saying. But, hey, look, don't listen to me, right? Don't listen to me. Like, I'm only the guy that's gotten every single opportunity that I've ever really tried to get or asked for. I've gotten paid fairly. I'm just that guy, right? So don't listen to what I've done when my experiences obviously can't help, when in reality they've all are for the most part been very good. Look, I'll tell you this about when I negotiated with the UFC for the first time when I left Strikeforce. I wanted more money. And I was in there with Lorenzo Fertitta and Dana White. What year was that when Strikeforce went? When we went?
2012. Yeah, they bought it in 2011. Going into 2012, you debuted in 2012.
13, when I was going to fight Rashad Evans at 205. It was when I was going to fight Rashad Evans. It was my third fight in the UFC. I was on my Strikeforce contract, so I was making decent money. I think I was making like 60 and 60 or something. I thought that was pretty good back in the day. I thought I fought Roy Nelson for something like that. And in Strikeforce, I was making 15 grand. So 60 and 60 for me was crazy. But when I went to renegotiate my contract, I wanted 100 and 100. That's what I wanted to get paid. I was like, man, if I can get to 100 and 100, I'm good. And I was in the office. And when I told them what I wanted, they yelled at. Like, Dana yelled. He went crazy. He was mad. He was like, oh, we can't pay. We don't know what you're going to be. We're not going to pay a guy 100 and 100 and all this, right? And so I said, okay. And I was like, that's fine. I said, okay. Then I'll just fight Rashad and I'll be out of contract and then we'll see what happens, right? And I was like, okay, I'm going to leave. This is what I told him. And Dana was on the phone. He wasn't there, but Lorenzo was there. And I got to be honest, I was willing. I was in the middle. I was okay with like 75 and 75. But I figured if I wanted 100 and 100, ask for it. Let's see what happens. But if I can get 75, 80, and 80, I'll be good. That's $30,000 more than I was making. And so I left. Me and Bob left. And Lorenzo at the door was like, we'll call you, because Dana was going crazy. And that's when I was like, hey, man, this dude, he's mad. I'm asking for his money. I get it. Anyways, by the time I got to the airport, Lorenzo called me and we came up with a number that was fair to me. And that's what I made. Like, I was like, okay, that's fine. But it was like, I was like, okay, even though we didn't agree, I was like, okay, then I'll just fight it out and see what happens. And then they thought about it. They came back to a number. I think that was the beginning of when stuff started to kind of, because I didn't get 100 and 100, right? I didn't get what I was asking for, but I got what I was okay with taking. And I think it might have been 80 and 80 or something like that, going up by like $5,000 or $10,000. So it didn't take me much longer to get to 100 and 100. But I was kind of willing to work a little bit on that side, and they were willing to work with me. And that's probably been the most contentious negotiation that we've had.
Wow.
Outside of that, like, and that's really not that bad, is it? But I was like, okay. You don't have to give it to me. I'll win the fight, and then we can talk about this whenever I'm done or a free agent. And that was it. But that was essentially all it took. But it was done behind closed doors. And that was in 2012 or 2013. And 7 years later, I'm telling the story finally. But it's like that. It really wasn't that bad.
Well, I think
I did it behind closed doors.
It's a good move on your part to show that you have butted heads with Dana.
Yeah, I have.
Everyone thinks that you're part of the corporation.
No, shut up.
This is a good PR campaign.
This is what I'm talking about. You spin the narrative. You're so good at it. I gotta watch you.
This is good.
But it wasn't but the contract negotiations haven't always been smooth, is what I'm saying.
Right.
But because it was done behind closed doors, even though it wasn't all like roses and freaking ice cream, right? Dana yelled. I yelled. I said my part. He said his part. And then we just, okay, well, then it doesn't work for you. It doesn't work for me. We'll figure it out. But less than an hour later, we had figured it out because it was better for me to sign than to go and become a free agent at freaking 15-0, or 13-0, whatever I was at the time. So it got done. And I think that in a lot of these negotiations that can happen. But I don't understand why Jorge Masvidal is taking shots at me. I'm not trying to say he shouldn't get his money. And then last thing I heard, Ariel, he got his money, right? He got the money that he was asking for initially, I think, right? Like he wanted what he got paid for Diaz.
On Monday, yep.
So he got it. So what happened now? You know what I'm saying?
I think he wanted more than Diaz. He ended up, the issue was they were offering him less to fight Usman than he got for Diaz. And on Monday of last week, one last effort was, all right, we'll give you the same that you got for Diaz. And he wanted more than what he got for Diaz. And also at that point, like the damage was kind of done and it seemed like, the train had left the station. So it's an ongoing thing. And we'll talk a little more about Masvidal later in the program. But I do think that we have to talk about you because you were very much in the news. I just
think that we got to be careful with making this show about me. This isn't an interview.
I know. Trust me. I know. Even listen, the fans. I'm not the one who labels it as such.
Oh, you have. You said it last week on the show in the interview.
Hey, it's like, but I just want to say you did live up to your deal with Robert Pearson. You followed him back, so thank you. We appreciate you. If you want to talk monetary compensation, DC is very open to that discussion since he's about.
No, it was your money. It was your money.
About to cash in. By the way, I do have to say I did look. You're still, after all the support they've given us, you're still not following the ESPN MMA Instagram page, which to me is just shocking. I mean, you want to talk about still not following that account?
Yes, I do.
That's the word.
I follow ESPN MMA. I think.
Are you sure?
How would you not? How would you know that anyway? You don't know who I follow.
I can look at your thing.
What do you mean you could look at my thing?
I could look at who you follow.
Really? That's the thing?
Yeah. You could just click at the top and I look at it. They give us so much support, the team there, New York Rick and Tess. I mean, we have our own WhatsApp group and they send us clips. I mean, I just feel like they deserve a follow.
They come through for me. And I do follow them because I see everything they post. So shut up.
But how about this? Last week, here I am interrogating you. Okay, is it happening? When's it happening? Are we close? Are we not? Oh, I don't know. Hemming and hawing. Literally 3 hours later, you tweet a picture of a contract that you have signed, an e-signature. How is it possible that so much changed? And then literally 12 hours later, Dana White's on First Take announcing that you are fighting Stipe Miocic on August 15th, parts unknown. We'll get to that in a moment, but the fight is done. The trilogy is done. After all these months, it is finally done. Be honest now that it's done. And I'll respect you if you say yes. Did you hold out on us?
Hey, Ariel, it happened so fast.
Come on, I don't believe it.
It happened so fast. No, listen.
Even when I texted you privately,
listen,
held out
Ariel,
Ariel.
Ariel, it happened so fast. Like, our show gets over at 2:00 Eastern. Right, this is when we're off.
Yeah.
2:15, I get a text. DC, are you ready? Remember the Triple H saying, "Are you ready?" I was like, "Yes, I'm ready, guys. I'm ready. And then they said, "We're gonna send over a contract," and I was like, "No." I said, but what about money? Like, we have to negotiate. Like, my contract states I'm going to make this amount. And they said, we're going to pay you like we were paying you before. I'm like, wait. I'm going to get the same money I was getting as the heavyweight champion of the world. And they said, we're going to take care of everything. So I got the contract and I was like, oh my God, I'm in. I was like, this happened so fast. It was amazing. It went from 0 to 100. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the champ just got up and goes,
Do you think they waited till we were done so that you wouldn't announce it on the show?
I think maybe like the champ might have been like, it's a go. I'm ready. And so I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to go too. If the champ says he's ready, I'm ready to go. And I think that's what happened. Okay, maybe I lied to you and I knew already.
This was like, that was the worst lie ever. It just happened like that. Get out of here. Why did you lie to us, DC? Come on, that hurt. And then the best part, I wish I could show my text messages. You're like, what? It was announced? I'm like, Dana just announced it on First Take. You're like, what? Did he really? Oh, I know.
Listen.
Come on,
Ariel,
dog.
Listen. I just didn't know. And I don't like jinxing things. I've had this career where a lot of times when I talk about things before it's like done, it gets jinxed. So I just didn't want to say nothing. It hadn't been done. I hadn't signed a contract yet, but I knew that the negotiations were ongoing.
You didn't say that last week, but it's okay. Look, I'm happy that this happened because imagine if I would have broken the news, everyone would have been like, oh, DC told you. Now we know that there's a partition in this relationship.
Well, at least not. Yes, they know that there are certain things that and boy, you come in hot too. Oh, you come in hot. Now I know why everybody tells you stuff. Like, it's like they can't like, it's like you're swatting all people like swat flies. Like, you're shooting bullets. I mean, full on bullets. You're like, whoa.
You just stop replying.
And most people, they just answer and they go, Ariel, just don't say nothing. But then you
didn't even do that.
Nah, I just don't say nothing.
You just pretending like you had no idea what I was talking about.
It's the easiest way to deal with you. It's the easiest way to deal with you when you're coming in for something.
You ask like, what are you talking about? You ask like these weird follow-up questions. I'm like, DC, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So all right, stop playing dumb.
When I do that, does that give away that I'm lying to you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, but I can't. Maybe I'll try not to do that anymore.
Maybe just try to tell me the truth. Now, what about that signature? That's a nice signature. I've never seen your signature before.
Yeah, I do.
The two dots. What are those dots?
For the I in Daniel and the I in Cormier.
That's nice. That's
all it is.
Up with that?
I just signed it. I started practicing it when I started doing. So when I was younger, we would sign autographs. They started teaching us how to do it for some reason. Like,
what is that part of like USA Wrestling?
At Northside High School. We were like, this is gonna be my autograph. We were like growing up, and it didn't look like that. But then like I started signing stuff as I was wrestling, and it would look more like that. But then you don't sign many autographs in wrestling. But then when I started signing in those signings, it was faster to kind of just do it like that. Instead of writing out my whole name, it was just good to write the D and the L and the C and like that long R, and that was it.
It's nice. The two
Thank
dots.
You, dog. I appreciate it. Can I see yours?
Well, I'm not really signing much these days, but one day I'll sign like a big contract extension with ESPN. I'll be like,
please, and hope that DC and Helwani's on that contract.
If you continue to play your cards right, I'll bring you along for the ride because fighting career is coming to
You're
an
a bit
end.
arrogant. You could be a bit arrogant. And I think that's why Darren Till is in constant pursuit of you. Darren Till is in constant pursuit of you. And I'm telling you, if you don't stop responding to him, just messing with him more, I'm going to let him get you. Because now I'm starting to get tired of protecting you.
The good news is he's fighting in Abu Dhabi next, and I'm probably not going to be there. So I don't have to worry about him for a very long time. And, it's fine. He's just trying to get famous off my name. But I did see you stick up for me. I appreciate that in the comments.
But then you come back in the comment and say some other stuff that's just going to make him more mad. It's like, I'm like, hey, Darren, can we figure this out? And then you'll come in and make some stupid comment that just makes him more mad. It's like, come on, man. It's like, I'm fighting a good fight. And wait a second. We're ignoring, let's get back to my man, Robert Pearson. So Robert Pearson does this great picture of me as the corporate champ. Yeah. And then you as Bobby the Brain Heenan. That's the first week where he switched up your uniform too.
Nice. Yeah,
and it was phenomenal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, the Brain, all-time legend. Although TST, our supposed audio producer here says that I've never dressed that snazzily in my life. That was a bit of a shot. I mean, I
wear the same clothes every week almost.
No, I wear a different.
You wear the same kind of shirt every week, a flannel shirt.
That's my gimmick.
Really?
Everyone should have a gimmick. Yeah.
I've never known that.
What do you mean?
Let me think back to some of the earlier interviews. Were you wearing flannel shirts?
Always. Yeah. Since the beginning.
Why?
I felt like I needed a gimmick. No, I really like plaid shirts.
You could have picked something different than a plaid shirt.
No, plaid shirt is perfect because it always changes, right? There's always different colors. They don't look the same. If it was like a blue shirt, that would look very boring, right?
So, but those shirts kind of look the same.
No, they're not the same. I've got like
no, but they do kind of look the same.
Well, I mean, they're a button-down. The actual style of the shirt is the same, but the pattern and the colors and all that is different.
Yeah, but you do know that it kind of looks the same.
I don't know what you're getting at right now.
You look like you're always wearing the same clothes.
It's better than wearing like a schlumpy T-shirt or something. You can get
like
away with that because you're
sweat,
the athlete.
like a sweat top.
I mean, no, you could get away with that because you're the athlete. I see you're going with the Carl Winslow haircut over there.
My hair's bad, boy.
What's going on up there?
I need to shave my head. I guess it was like it's bad.
I think you should just let it go. Did you see Ray Allen let it go? It was incredible.
No, I didn't. I thought Ray Allen always had a bald head.
Well, during the quarantine here, he let it grow, and it's the exact same situation as yours. Maybe a little. He doesn't have as much of a parting of the sea situation going on.
So my hair's worse than Ray Allen's?
Yes.
Dang, dude.
But you really do look like Carl Winslow right now with that hair.
So you're mad because I said that your shirts all look the same. So now you want to insult me.
I'm not mad at all. You look great. You look you look a lot slimmer. How much have you lost?
I've lost 24 pounds.
Come on.
I swear.
24 pounds? Mm-hmm. Since when?
I bet Jacksonville. So I don't know how long ago that was. 5 weeks.
You've lost 24 pounds in 5 weeks. That is unbelievable.
Yep.
I can see it in your face.
Yeah, I'm getting there, baby. I'm getting there.
What are we at right now?
I don't want to tell you because then it would give away how much I weighed in quarantine. Oh. I don't want to say exactly how much I weighed.
300?
No.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
So now you just. So I'm about to hang this shit up right now.
I don't know. I mean, 24 pounds is a lot.
Yeah. Let's just say I was approaching the heavyweight limit.
Okay. So what's the biggest you've ever been?
Probably that
in your life.
Probably around that 263, 264 pounds, like somewhere in there.
Okay, let's get back on track. So the fight is announced August 15th. Mm-hmm. It's going down, the trilogy fight. No location just yet. Why didn't they announce a location?
Well, just because there's a chance at the Apex. What if they decide that we're fighting on Fight Island? Or what if there's a state in the country that opens up and lets fans go watch the fight? Then I say we fight there. I think it's got to be a very fluid situation, right? Like long as it ain't in freaking Colorado or New Mexico where you can't breathe, I think that would be the only places that they should give us a heads up so that if we're fighting in New Mexico, I head out there a little bit earlier to make sure that we acclimate to the altitude. But outside of those two places or the places with the high altitude, I mean, it doesn't really matter where we fight. There is a bit of but then there's also the octagon size. If it's in the Apex. No, that's not in the contract.
But I heard that was a point of contention on his side.
I mean, if it is, that'd be good because it's a smaller octagon, which plays to my benefit, I believe.
Right.
As the guy that wants to be closer, the guy that wants to wrestle, and a guy that's fought in the small cage. I fought in Strikeforce. My fights that's a 26-foot cage. The cage that the UFC has is a 25-footer. So I'm a little bit more in tune with the smaller octagon opposed to Stipe.
So it doesn't say specifically that the fight will happen in X place or X cage.
It doesn't. It doesn't say that. It just honestly, if I gotta be honest with you, like I read my contract, but Bob reads over the contract, but I just kind of go to page 7
and sign it.
Well, page 7 is the financial page.
Oh, okay,
the page that I go to, and I read all the financial terms, and I'm like, okay, this works. I'm signing it.
Can I ask a somewhat personal question? I mean,
you may.
You could say no comment. Are we getting pay-per-view points or what?
Ariel?
Yeah.
I will say this completely and be completely honest with you. Nothing in my contract has changed from when I was the champion.
Dang. Hey, it's good to be the corporate champ, baby. It's
But
good to be the
but again, it's not even about the corporate. It's just about the way to handle business. So it's
Right.
like, Ariel, think about it. Like when all these guys are saying that I'm like this and this and this, like maybe I'm just telling you the easiest way to go make a deal
Mm,
because it works for me. And I'm not asking, it's not like I'm going, okay, guys, could I just have, all right, I'm not just sitting there going, okay, guys, can I have 750,000 instead of 300,000? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not
right.
saying that. I'm not asking for a little bit of money. It's not like I'm shortchanging myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm asking for a lot more money than I'm contracted to have. But because I do it in the right way, things work out. That's it. So maybe I'm not the corporate. Maybe it's not that I'm being corporate. Maybe I'm being in the way that allows for you to get business done.
No, there is
And
a lesson there.
you know what I'm saying? Like maybe I'm just trying to tell you how to get business done and it work out for you, opposed to uh doing it publicly. And I saw again like the other day I saw Mr. Big Masvidal, right? I
Oh,
appreciate all you guys that supported me. But at the end of the day, now he's not getting his title shot and
right.
he's not getting his money. So yeah, thanks for all the support. But are you guys gonna cut me a check for $2 million? I think that's what it was reported that he made for Diaz. Like, are they gonna get like are these all these people gonna give him $2 million? Is what I'm asking.
No,
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
it's like it doesn't really work. It doesn't benefit you. You can be a rich guy that does business, or you can be a guy that everybody loves and you have all this street cred and street fame, but still not have the thing that's gonna allow for you to make a better life for your family. That's it.
I'm happy. So it is in your mind when you signed that, were you thinking this is the final time that I'm signing a fight contract?
Everything feels like the final one.
It
But the reality is like I try not to I always talk about when you have so much finality to something, you can start to think about what happens next. And for me, it's like I want to live in this thing right now to make sure that I'm prepared not to lose to this guy again. And then everything else after. I mean, dude, I've got a good future in television. And but I don't want to really think about that right now. I want to think about getting this belt back and beating Stipe Miocic.
is the whole camp going to be at your house? I've seen all the stuff from your house. The whole
No,
thing going to be there?
I'm going back to the gym today.
No
Gyms
way.
were the gyms were able to open on Friday, so
Wow.
I'm going back to AK. I'm going home, man. AK's home, and
When's the last time you were there to
I haven't
train?
been to AKA since I mean March. Early March was the last time I
Wow.
was in the walls of my gym, and I'm going home, man. I'm going to the gym that built me, the gym where I learned every bit of my skills. I'm gonna go meet my coaches. I'm gonna go meet Javier Mendez and Leandro Vera and Ron Kessler and Rudy Cruz and Rosendo Sanchez. I'm going back to my coaches. I'm going back to the place that made me, Loyalty is one of my biggest qualities. And I'm loyal to the American Kickboxing Academy. And I would never do a training camp outside of that place.
Hmm. I heard that 3 locations are being discussed. Here I am telling you about your
Oh,
own
you're
fight.
telling me? This is
Yeah.
real?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you serious?
Nevada, California, Arizona are on the
Arizona,
table.
I think you can. I think Arizona's wide open, right?
Yeah, well, while the numbers are all spiking up, you don't
Really?
need.
They're spiking?
Oh, big time. Yeah, big time. But I heard that those are the 3 locations, and if it's still closed to the public, then it will be Nevada. But if they can do it with a gate, aka if there are fans allowed to attend, then they will try to do it in one of those states. So that's why they didn't.
California, man. I'm telling you, bro. Long as if it's
Not
there'd
at
be
the
one
Honda Center, right?
there'd be one place that I'm not going. You understand? One place I'm not going.
The Honda Center.
I am not going back to the Honda Center, dog. Hey, if I go back to the Honda Center, I am losing. Like this place is horrible, dog. I'm not going there. Like I would hope that if it's in California, it's somewhere else, not the Honda Center. Place
Here's
sucks.
my one concern. I was very happy to see, in all seriousness, I was very happy. Why are you looking away? What's happening?
I was gonna ask Tyler to put the bird outside because you hear
Yeah.
the bird. The bird makes a lot of noise.
Actually, I usually hear what's the bird's name, by the way?
I think my daughter named him,
You don't know your own pet's name?
not the bird. I
What are you
just give
talking
the
about?
bird sometimes like the feed. I put a little feed in there, a little water every now and again.
What do
but for the most
you never say like good morning?
Me?
So yeah,
No, I
you
didn't
don't
want
talk
the
to the
bird.
bird.
I didn't want the bird. This is Selena's bird and Marquita's bird.
Selena, your
My
wife,
wife,
Marquita, your daughter.
Marquita, my daughter. Yeah, this is their bird.
But you don't even ever talk about the bird, or did someone feed? What do you say? Did someone feed the bird today?
I don't really ask that, but here's this thing. Listen,
Oh,
this
okay.
bird is a
Yeah.
killer bird.
What do you
This
mean?
is what we bought all other birds, and this bird kills the other birds. Hey, this bird kills birds to the point that we got to tell Marquita that the other birds flew away.
Oh
This
my
bird's
God.
killed 2 or 3 birds every time. I'm trying to make sure she's not coming. But like, it's like supposed to be a love bird, but every time you put another bird in there, she had one called Tweety Bird. Tweety Bird's gone. She had
Oh, she
one
like
called Big
snaps her
Papa.
neck or like eats it.
I don't know what happens. She had a bird called Big Papa. Big Papa's gone. Like all her birds are gone, dude, because something happens, and then Selena has to get rid of the other birds.
Oh man. Wait, so
It's
how do you put it outside? The cage moves, or you just let it
so
fly
it's
and
a
comes
big
back?
cage. Yeah, you take
Oh,
the
okay.
whole cage, set it on the porch, and then you can't hear him just going here. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy going crazy in there, but
Wow. I just
it's
can't believe you don't
Marquita's
know the
bird.
name. How do you know the name of the 2 that died, but you don't know the one that actually survived?
I don't know because I don't really want to know this bird. I don't want to
Right,
know the killer bird. You know, the killer bird is not cool, man. So, yeah, my wife always had birds. Even when I first started dating, she had a bird that just flew around her apartment at the time, which was
wow.
very odd because I'm so afraid of birds.
She's like a modern day Mike Tyson with the birds.
Not pigeons, dog. Like,
Well, I
come
mean,
on, man. You talking about
they're a
pigeons?
kind of bird. I mean, he loves
Pigeons
birds.
are gross, dog. Pigeons are so disgusting.
I'm just saying, she seems to really like the birds.
Man, you tripping. Get back on track, please.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm so excited in all honesty about the fight that you're getting this opportunity that you're fighting, trilogy fight, retirement fight, all this stuff
It's
and
such a
more.
big fight.
But I have some mixed emotions, I will be honest, because people don't know this. People don't know. You see, they know the fun-loving DC who's on the broadcast, who's laughing, can't close his pants, the second button's too tight, this show, all that stuff, the laughing. But something happens in the midst of training camp. You turn
What?
dark. You turn
I
dark.
do a little bit.
Become a little reclusive, right? I mean, even
Yes.
today before the show, you said, I'm only going 60 minutes today. I got things to do. And I'm afraid, and maybe I'm being selfish, that our show will suffer as a result of the fact that you are in the midst of this training camp. So right here and now, can you tell us what are your plans for this show? Will this show go on hiatus? Will we go dark? And even if we don't go dark, are you going to change on us? I'm still the same guy. I'm sitting here doing, the same old stuff. But we are about to see transformation of your personality as we get closer to August 15th. And I don't know if the people know this. I don't know if they are aware of such a thing that happens to you.
Yeah.
So please explain.
I think that we'll be fine. We'll try to be fine. It's an hour every week. We'll be fine.
That was
But
not
yeah,
a goal. I was expecting you to say, are you crazy, man? This is great. This is not. I think that we'll be fine. It's just an hour a week. That was the least glowing.
No, listen. Listen.
Yes.
I love doing this show.
Yeah.
It literally
I'm
makes
worried.
it's the funnest part of my week.
I'm worried.
Yeah, but I do change a little bit. My mind goes into fight mode. But I think it'll be good. I think it's good for people to see how a fighter's mindset changes from that commentator and all those other things into seeing who I am as a different person, a different part of me as I get closer to the fight. But I'll try to stay the same. I'll try to have fun and I'll try to like be the same. But I didn't get to where I am today because of not having that switch that flips when it's time for me to do something special. That's why I've had so many special moments. So, but then it'll be good, man. I think it's good for people to see like a different side of the athlete or the commentator or just different part of who I am, so it's good.
August 10th, you'll do the show. August 17th, you'll do the show.
August 10th and then August 17th. August 10th is the Monday before. Yes. August 17th. Yeah, I think so. I should win. I'm going to win.
Gosh.
But I should be okay to do it.
It's amazing because even like when you're out of fight camp, we're talking on the phone, texting. Closer
this
to the
is
fight,
why I don't. This is, look, the show.
You're less.
Here's the deal.
You're less present.
The training camp isn't the problem with the show. The show is the problem with our relationship outside of the show, because now everything we talk about, you're like, save it for the show. It's like it's really affecting our friendship, and that's a real problem.
You even threatened to quit last week. Tell the people. Yes, tell them.
I told you I was going to quit the show.
And I thought you were being serious.
No, because it's affecting our friendship. It's like every text, I'm like, I would text you like, hey, man, da-da-da. And you're like, bubble pops up. Here comes your response. But now it's like bubble pops up. Save it for the show is what shows every single time. I don't like.
It's good content. It's
affecting our friendship. It's not. Listen.
I don't agree with this. You know why? Because sometimes you tell me things. I will admit that I don't ask follow-up questions, and I say, oh, I'm going to ask about this, such as Beverly Hillbillies, you playing video games at 6 a.m., things like that. I would just, ask about it and move on. Now I put it in my back pocket. I have a running document.
It's bad because
I'm willing to take that risk.
The conversations seem short, right? They're always short. Like,
yes,
I'll say something. You'll be like, wait. So you watch the Beverly Hillbillies? And I'm like, yeah. And I'll go on this freaking 100-word response. And then all of a sudden you're like, That's like your response. Like, And then on Monday, here comes the Beverly Hillbillies question. I'm like, yo, this was for Thursday. That was a conversation we had last week. So let me tell you something.
Yes.
You better continue to nurture our friendship off of the show, or this show is gone with the wind. You ever remember Gone with the Wind? The old movie from the 30s? This show's going to be gone with the wind if you're not careful. So you better be careful.
See, now you have all the leverage again because you just got this fancy schmancy contract with your pay-per-view points. I got nothing. I desperately need it. So I will take that advice to heart.
Okay.
Speaking of paying the bills, let's give a shout out to our good friends over at Modelo. Modelo Especial. We love our friends over at Modelo. As DC yawns and tries to hide it.
Hold it in.
Oh, that was great. Shout out to our guy, Jedi Goodman, for creating the 252 promo with you yawning. I hope they use that while Ron Perlman. You saw that?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's great. Jedi's the man. He's our biggest fan.
Read the Modelo.
Yes,
read the Modelo.
Okay, here we go. They are the official beer of the UFC. And they are brewed for those with a fighting spirit. That's why Modelo partners with UFC double champ Amanda Nunes. We're talking about retirement these days, but I think if you actually read her comments, it's not really retirement. She's saying, I'm good. I'm living the good life, like DC over here. Also, they have partnered with some guy named Stipe Miocic in the past, right? You know that.
I do.
I feel like the Modelo contract should be on the line for this fight. Like, I want to see Daniel Cormier. Like that commercial. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know.
He was 12 years old. He found wrestling. When he was 12 years old, he found wrestling. He had a choice. Brian Ortega had a choice. That's my favorite. Brian Ortega had a choice. Like, this is my favorite.
Yes. Daniel Cormier had a choice back when he was going to be a pro wrestler.
Yo, read the Modelo.
Okay, sorry. Hey, can I get a Modelo commercial? Ariel
Bro, listen. Yo, read the Modelo.
It was either fight Dahlia in the first grade or become a broadcaster. In any event, Stipe's got the fighting spirit, which means to never give up, even when the odds are against you. Great fighters are like great beers. It doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. I feel like we should have the music behind us when we're talking here. There he is, yawning again. What's going on over there? What kind of a weekend did you have? Modelo has been the gold standard since 1925. Modelo is a crisp Pilsner-style lager that set the standard from authentic Mexican beer. Modelo uses premium hops to give the golden lager its crisp taste. So, when you're watching the next big UFC fight, like this weekend, June 20th, Curtis Blades against Alexander Volkov, make sure you have a crisp Modelo Especial within reach. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Please support Modelo because
they support us.
That's right. All right. So
I'm yawning. Let me just explain. I'm only yawning because I woke up at 6:30 this morning. I worked out with Rosendo at 7.
Whoa.
I hit pads and ran. So that's the only reason I'm yawning right now.
How much did you run? How many miles?
I think 2. But I just hit pads for four rounds of pads and then run. So that's the only reason I'm yawning.
Man, you're really like, we are in the thick of the training camp. I mean,
yes, we have to be.
2 months today.
Yep, 2 months. 2 months of training. 2 months of training. 9 weeks to the fight.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
So 9 weeks from Saturday. That means I have 8 weeks of training, and then the last fight week, I don't really train hard anymore. Just recover and get ready to fight.
we cool it on the IG stories though? It's a lot of reposting. I mean, it's just kind of cluttering up my feed.
What did I do?
I mean, it's just a lot of like, let's go DC, let's go, and you like repost every single one. Like, do we have to see?
Not everyone.
I mean,
Imagine how many there is.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's the people that I know. I try to repost them, but then I start thinking sometimes people write stuff knowing that I'm going to repost it.
Yeah,
so it's a chance to get on the thing, you know, like
but it's just not really adding value. Like when you post an IG story, you have to add value to my experience.
So this is about you again? God, you're so bad, bro. You're so bad.
Same picture.
You're
I saw the
so
same picture
bad.
like 9 times. It's like, okay, give me something else. Like, can I see you in the bathtub? Can I see you in the sauna?
Wait. What? What? Do what Aljo said. Say pause. Say pause. Say pause. Say pause.
Pause.
You'll say pause.
I meant like, you know, the ice bath thing that you said. The ice bath thing. And did Rockhold show up? What happened there?
Say pause. You get I want to see you in the bathtub. It did not say pause. You gotta say pause.
I said pause. I said pause.
Okay.
But what about Rockhold? Did he show up?
Not yet.
I saw him post something.
Rocco's big leaguing me right now, and I think it has something to do with Bisping.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's me hanging out with Bisping so much that Rocco's not going to put his life, he's not going to put his hurt shoulder on the line for me right now, which is because I'm hanging out with Bisping so much. It sucks. Luke's failing me a little bit right now. I need Luke.
A tear coming down my eye. As you wax poetic about loyalty, here you are taking selfies with the guy who beat him at UFC 199. So.
But he won two. He won one too. Like he won one too. So like what? Luke beat Michael Bisping.
Are you bringing in anyone special for this?
So, you know, I got some. I know I have some good friends in the business. And you know, one of them is connected to Corey Anderson. So I was going to see if Corey would come to give a little sparring. I got somebody from Germany coming out to spar with a high-level wrestling guy. Jacob Casper from Duke University wrestler is going to be out here. Kerry McCoy, who was on the Olympic team with me in 2004, who was on 2 Olympic teams, is going to be handling my wrestling. So I've got some good people in here training. Also, I've got the great Tiago Beowulf. Hey, so many guys here to help me train.
I like how you looked around there. You didn't mention your nutritionist, Tyler.
No, man, because Tyler like eats too weird for me. He eats too fast, bro. He like eats so fast. It's like, no, I'm like, I've cut him off. I don't talk to him during the day most times.
Because he does also serve as a training partner based on the IG stories that I see you guys repost 400
But
times
then he got kneed in the face by Deron Wynn the other day. Like, Deron, why do you knee him in the face? Like, Deron need him in the face, bro. Because they don't like that Tyler kind of goes really hard. You know, he doesn't get tired. And he just kind of keeps pressing. And those guys get a little frustrated. So they hit him hard sometimes. Or knee him in the face. Unfortunately, Tyler had a headache for like a day and a half after Deron knees him in the face. So
and he was probably complaining and everything.
Tyler doesn't complain much. Like don't. Oh, so you're trying to build a wedge between me and Tyler. Like,
no.
You start stuff between everybody.
No. I figured it. I mean, if I got kneed in the head, I would complain about it.
It's so crazy that like as we talk, like at first I was like completely blinded by your stuff, right? But now as we keep talking, now it's like I'm like this, right? My eyes are almost covered. You better be very careful with all your like. You like to start stuff.
No,
you're an instigator at the highest level. It's crazy.
So it wasn't all about you last week. So let's talk about some other things.
There's a lot of stuff happened last week.
UFC 251 main card officially set. It's going down July 11th. Main event is Gilbert Burns versus Kamaru Usman for the welterweight title. Co-main event is Max Holloway versus Alexander Volkanovski 2. And then the tri-main event, if that's a real word, is Petr Yan versus Jose Aldo for the vacant bantamweight title. Also on the card, Paige Van Zandt against Amanda Ribas, which might be her final UFC fight. Paige Van Zandt, last fight on her contract. Most people expect that she's going to join her husband, Austin Vanderford, in Bellator. And the rematch, Rose Namajunas against Jessica Andrade. Rematch of a fight that happened last May. So I will concede this, DC. You were right on 2 fronts, but you were wrong on 1 front. You were right that they were going to go with Petr Yan versus Jose Aldo for the vacant fight. I'm over it now. It's a great fight on paper. I still don't think Aldo deserved the fight, but like whatever. I'm over it. I'm not going to keep harping on this. So you were right on that. You were also right that Gilbert was going to get the title shot against Kamaru Usman. Here's what you were wrong about. Fight Island. You were wrong about Fight Island.
No, it's Fight Island.
Get out of here.
It's
I
an
am putting a
island.
moratorium on the word Fight Island. We cannot say that word anymore on this show.
Why?
It's Abu Dhabi Yaz Island. I was there. They were just
But
there
is
in
that
September.
an island?
It's a man-made island. It's in the middle of the desert. There's no palm trees. There's no beach. There's no waves crashing behind the octagon. It's not happening on the beach. Okay, you understand that, right?
Maybe I think the idea of what Fight Island was gonna be
Yes.
isn't real. Now, did the UFC help with some of the pictures of the T-shirts?
No,
they made it
help.
look like fight. So when Dana says, "Well, I'm sorry, Fight Island didn't live up to what the fans thought it would be," like, wait, you guys kind of did that too, because there were pictures of an island. It felt like it was gonna be
even the day they announced it. Not even the buildup. The poster is like an actual cage on the beach with the waves crashing.
Yeah, I know.
Looks awesome, but it's just not the way it's going down. And by the way, this is one of the all-time great promotional tactics in the history of the UFC. Like, I give them props because people keep asking me about Fight Island. But I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's not on it's not on the beach. It's not on the beach. Now,
so technically it is on an island.
Yeah, technically
it's just not on a beach.
Yeah, but the initial idea was we've secured an island on a beach.
So wait, it is fights on an island. So it's just not on a beach like
most islands, like most islands that we think about with the beach and all that, are literally an island that you have to take a boat to, right?
Come on, you thought
this is not that situation.
You thought they were going to take boats over to the island for guys to fight?
That's the way it was positioned.
So let me ask you a question. All right, for everything that Fight Island we thought was going to be, imagine all the logistical issues with it actually being on an island. Where are the fighters going to make weight? Or is everybody going to just go up a weight class? Like, where are people going to work out? If it's on an island in that way, it's almost impossible to do. Well, so doing it on Yaz Island makes sense because now you have saunas, now you have gyms, now you have all these things in order to make it work.
Listen, I'm not trying to be a hater here. I actually think it's brilliant that they secured this because I'm really happy for the Volkanovskis of the world and the Jose Aldos of the world, the international fighters, because they couldn't fight, right? They couldn't fight in America. I mean, with all due respect to the card that we just had on Saturday, it wasn't exactly the deepest of all time. And that's only because they're running out of options, right? As American-based fighters are starting to get 2-3 fights in the midst of this. So this is great. I just want everyone to know, it's not what you thought it was. And that's okay. But it got a little bit out of hand. That's all. On paper, it's a great card. I still can't get over the Masvidal thing. If I'm being honest, that's like the one thing that's kind of gnawing at me.
But so what about you said it's annoying you?
A little bit.
So what is it about it that's annoying you? That it's not him fighting for the belt, or that they couldn't come to terms? What do you think? Tell me where you stand on this deal, because I don't understand. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I'm not hearing all the other sides of what do you think the majority feels about these whole negotiations? Just pay whatever a guy asked for.
Sorry, when you said the annoying part, I was talking about people thinking that it's actually on the beach. No, the Masvidal stuff is a little bit of a downer. It's a bummer.
I wanted to see him fight for the belt.
Right. Well, it's such a great story, right? The guy has been fighting 18 years, never got a crack at the title, right? Never got a crack at the UFC title. Came from the backyards, right? Fighter of the year 2019. What a shame it is. We're approaching July, and the fighter of the year in 2019, in most people's eyes, including mine, has yet to fight. What a shame in 2020, right? What a shame. And there's heat there. Him and Usman don't like each other. They both train in Florida, or at least Usman used to train in Florida, and they don't like each other. They had the run-in Super Bowl row, right? They had that media thing that happened back in February. There was legit heat there, and it just bums me out that they couldn't come to terms. Now, in the end, can you make a case? And I'll side with you on this. Can you make a case that he overplayed his hand? Because you can make the case that you have a lot more leverage as champion.
Yes.
Right? Because when you're the contender, they could just go on to the next guy who's cheaper, aka Gilbert Burns. When you're champion, they can't do that, right?
That's can't do that.
They've threatened to strip Stipe in the past, but they didn't, right? Because he was a champ. John Jones right now, he has leverage. He's the champ. Masvidal doesn't have leverage, right?
That's the problem. That's the problem, especially because him and Jones are managed by the same person. So if they're taking the same approach, they're vastly different people, Jones and Masvidal, because Jones has been the champion for so long. He's done so many things. He's got so much more financial security. And ultimately, the UFC has to come to the table because you're holding the belt. So my advice to him or any other champion that would be upset is don't give up the title, because that makes it to where they don't have to come back to you. As long as you have the belt, people got to come back to you to talk to you. You're the champ. I do believe that he misses a very big opportunity. I saw that thing this morning because I was getting ready to do the show, and it said for all the white knights or something like that. What did the tweet say? Like all the guys that rushed to the defense, you haven't been doing it as long as me. Wait, what did it say again?
I will pull it up right here. He said
Mhm.
yesterday evening, or what did I say last week? Yesterday night.
Oh man, that was bad.
I already explained why I signed a new deal. It's either take it or leave it and not get paid. I would have signed another deal if it was done in good faith. And I think he's referring here to Hunter Campbell of the UFC, not Dana White, because he said Dana White doesn't do the negotiations. He called me night before he wants to announce and tell me take it or leave it. That's not negotiating. That's strong arming. And for the hashtag white knights that have commentating jobs with the UFC that say, quote unquote, just fight, you guys should be embarrassed to call yourselves current/former fighters. Not one of you been doing it as long as me and like me. There's a reason you are commentating. And then you responded to someone else saying that he was compensated more for the Diaz fight. For the 6 fights remaining, I am not. I've always been able to negotiate going forward, except now when it comes time for the title fight, I go backwards. GTFOH. In essence, it's a 1-fight deal. Henry Cejudo, John Jones, Connor, and I'm still trying to get paid, not played. Why are we here now?
I never said just fight.
Well, maybe he wasn't referring to you there.
I never said just fight, but the guys that when he says current or former fighters, and he said you haven't been doing it as long as me. No, I haven't. But when you or like me, like what does or like me mean? You know what I'm saying? Like had as much success. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I have been doing it. If he's talking about me, I've done it like him, if not better than him. And honestly, not just him, most people. I've done it better than most people in the world. So I think maybe he wasn't talking about me, because if he was talking about me, like it just doesn't work. So when you said maybe earlier he was talking about those other guys, because that part of or like me doesn't work for me, right? Because I haven't done it as long, but in the time that I have done it, I've done it like just about anybody have ever done it, if not better than anybody has ever done it. You understand?
Yeah.
So maybe he wasn't talking about me.
I hope they figure it out,
I
because
think those
everyone
guys,
wants this.
and I think those guys that are commentating, that's great. They're making money. They're securing their future. Those guys, hey, you make a lot of money calling fights, a lot of money. So it's a good job to have. I mean, I think, man, people just gotta like chill.
Well, tensions are high right now, and I think that fight. I mean, that fight was a personal one for him.
That was the fight. That was the fight. But like I told you, Gilbert Burns, man, looked as good as anybody I've seen in a long time, and I think he's a real problem for Kamaru Usman.
Can I just say this, because everyone gets all crazy when I talk about this, like, oh, you hate Gilbert, oh, you hate the dominance guys. Shut up. It has nothing to do with Gilbert. This could have been anyone. All I'm talking about is we all wanted to see Masvidal versus Usman. By the way, Usman, a dominance guy as well. This has nothing to do with Gilbert. I have a lot of respect for Gilbert. He's been on my show in the past. What he's done this year in particular has been amazing, reinventing himself at 170. There are a lot of great fights for Gilbert right now. If it wasn't for the belt, Leon Edwards, Colby Covington, et cetera, et cetera. All I'm saying is, hey, you took the opportunity. Great. Everyone in your shoes as a fighter would take that opportunity if they're presenting you with a fight. And by the way, they did offer Leon Edwards the fight before Gilbert Burns, but he turned it down because of the training situation. So that is important to note as well.
Wow, I didn't even know that. So it's like everybody's like saying, Gilbert Burns, but Gilbert Burns said okay. It sounds like everybody else said no. It sounds like everybody else said no, but Gilbert Burns.
Well, I don't know if Masvidal said no per se. Well, it's not like they offered him and he turned it down. He negotiated and they couldn't come to terms. Yeah, Edwards said no because he couldn't get to his gym and felt like he needed better training for a title fight. I mean, who knows? It took Edwards so long to get even this title
where he is today. Yes, that makes sense. It makes sense.
That must have been a really tough decision, right, on his part. Holy smokes!
Won 7 in a row and still isn't fighting for a belt. 8.
No, and they finally offer it to you after everything you've been through, and you have to turn it down because your gym is closed due to pandemic. I'm sure there are fighters out there who would have said yes, right?
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people will take fights now because of, it's opportunities to go fight and make money when not many people in the world are making money. So Yeah, just where we are today.
Gilbert Burns took the opportunity. All I'm saying is, and I'm not going to talk about this for the next month. Like eventually we have to move on. This is just the first time we talk about it since they announced the fight card last week. It's just a bummer, and I hope that we get to see that fight. Now, let me ask you this. I was asked earlier today on ESPN.com, of the 3 title fights, who has the most pressure on their shoulders? My answer was Max Holloway, because I feel like if you lose twice to the champ, you're in purgatory, right? You're stuck. And we saw what happened when he moved up to 155. He was a little small for the division against Dustin Poirier, at least. Do you agree with me, or do you think there's more pressure on, I don't know, a Jose Aldo, probably last time he fights for the belt, or an Usman? What do you think?
I think maybe it'll be, for me, it's between Aldo and the Usman thing. There's 2 different reasons for Aldo. Anytime it's your last of anything, especially fighting for a belt, that's a big spot. And it's also a big spot being that he can become a 2-weight champion and all these other things, with all the questions about him getting the title fight in the first place. That makes it difficult. Usman, because all reports sound like he's leaving this team, and he's going to train somewhere else, and now he's defending his belt against his teammate. There's a lot of pressure comes with fighting someone that you've trained with for a long time, someone that's going to get to stay home and you're moving out. Like, that's another big factor into the fights. It's just it's between those 2. I know what you mean about Max, but the thing about Max is he's in such a tough weight, and Volkanovski isn't a guy that's held the belt for a long time. So we don't know how long he's going to have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if Max loses to Volkanovski again, and then Volkanovski isn't the champion, there is reason to say he could fight someone else for the belt. But he won't fight Volkanovski again. He won't fight Alex again if he loses to him. But I just still believe that the weight's so tough and so deep that, what if Zabit wins, right? Say if Zabit fights Volkanovski, and then Max is on a run again. You could say Max versus Volkanovski is a fun, exciting fight. So I think those opportunities are still out there for Holloway. I don't know if they will be for Aldo if he loses. I think, and he's still fairly young, Jose Aldo, for how long he's been around. So he could still be around for a number of years and never fight for the belt again.
Yeah, and one thing people aren't talking about, Aldo fighting at 135 for just the second time in the midst of a pandemic. I mean, he looked very gaunt. He made the weight, right? He made the weight when he made his debut.
Well.
He fought well too, but man, that could be interesting. That could be interesting. What if he misses the weight? We could have another
imagine
situation.
If Aldo doesn't make weight?
Oh man,
that would be a nightmare. That would be an absolute nightmare.
Well, after all the criticism of this booking, right, and not giving it to Aljamain. So they're going to do this in this Yaz Island, which I've been to back in 2010 for Anderson versus Damian Maia, UFC 112. Cool place, Ferrari World. It's all nice. They're creating a safety zone, as they're calling it, where it's a 10-mile radius that no one else can enter the quote-unquote island. And there's a UFC exclusive hotel, restaurant, training facility. So they're really going all out. And I heard they still haven't booked the flights for this. I heard that there might be like hubs where if you live in America, you have to go to Vegas and then you all go together on a charter flight to Abu Dhabi. Or if you're overseas, you have to go to, say, London and you all fly from there. This is pretty crazy stuff. Like there's a chance that people aren't just flying in from all over. They actually have to go to a specific location. Honestly, kind of like
you remember?
Yeah,
you remember? Like, think about this. Think about. You remember? Yes. You remember? I mean, we talked about this 2 months ago. Like, do you remember? We talked about this 2 months ago. That's what I was thinking as you're telling me. I'm like, sounds quite a bit like what I was saying. Maybe I should get a little money for this. Can I get paid? Paid for the idea?
Guess who's still on the card?
Who? Sarge?
Sarge and Iwan.
Yeah. He's not.
I don't think he's on July 11th. But
still not fighting. Man, you got to be kidding me. This man is fighting. Please tell me he's fighting, man. Because you've actually made me another enemy in Iwan. You've actually made me another enemy, dog. I mean, come on, man.
Oh, here it is.
Is he fighting?
Oh, my God. This is amazing. Iwan Kuchalaba, according to these reports that I'm seeing, is fighting Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 252 on August 15th.
This is my fight?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Really?
Yes. According to MMA Junkie, that's when that fight is happening. No. Iwan going to be on your card. He's going to take you out. This is going to be I'm going to have to go
Nancy
Kerrigan and Tonya Harding here. He's going to try to take you out before the fight.
Are you serious?
That's what they said.
Oh my goodness. I gotta come face to face with Ewan on my fight week. God dang it. Hey, listen, and there's no way, if this thing's in Vegas, there's no way I'm gonna go all week without seeing Ewan at the residence in South Las Vegas. Like, there's no way I'm not gonna see him. I wonder if let me think about this. I wonder if during fight week for a guy like me who goes to Vegas, right? And say I'm fighting at the Apex, I wonder if I'm gonna be able to stay at a different hotel opposed to the residence in South before the fight, or if I'm gonna have to stay at the same hotel and be,
Why do you bring this up?
because I'm just kind of wondering, right? Because when I was commentating, I stayed at the residence in South, but I didn't have everything I would need if I was gonna be, I like to have, you know, access to just move around, and if I need, it's just different, right? It's a little bit different. So I wonder if I like I'm very superstitious. Every time I fight, I stay at the MGM Signature. I would like to kind of stick to my traditions as I get prepared, and I wonder if that's going to be available, or if I'm going to have to stay there.
Are you just worried that you might run into Ewan?
Maybe that's the reason for me. If I'm not at the hotel, then I ain't got to look at Ewan in the face. The dudes he's the guy he's the guy that yells at the weigh-ins and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Those guys fought before. Remember, it was weird because Ewan's like
fight.
doing the little drunken thing, and then they stopped the fight. Yo, he was mad. Ewan was mad when that happened. He's fighting the guy again. That's good. The Ankalaev kid's really good too. Ankalaev or Ankalaev?
Ankalaev.
Ankalaev, yeah, Ankalaev. Yeah, he's tough. He's a tough guy.
Well, I think it bodes well for you because Vegas is reopening, right? So I
Yeah.
think when you were there, the hotels were closed. UFC took over the residence inn, so maybe in 2 months that will change. All right, let's round third here, DC, because I know you got a lot to do, right? You got
we're at 64 minutes right now. I told you we're going backwards. I told you we're done, but okay, we'll go.
Okay. Just a few things. I want to give a shout out to Cynthia Calvillo. Big win for her on Saturday. Now, is she a teammate of yours?
Yeah, she trains at AKA full time. She's doing well. I called Cynthia and the coaches, Ron Kessler, Aunt Doe, Big Papa. I told them that we're very proud of the way they did. They rock and rolled out there, man. It was all Cynthia's one of the younger fighters on the team now. Just got the AKA. Ron Kessler starting to take more of a lead as a coach. Aunt Doe was out there. They did Big Papa. They did really good preparing her and coaching her, because if you watched Jessica, she wasn't fighting her fight, so her coaches had to be really like, get going, But if you looked at Ron and them, they were very calm talking to Cynthia. She looked at him at the end of the first round and was like, I got to do better. And they told her, yeah, just do better. And then she went out there and she did better. We're very proud of her. Good job.
Big win for her, and also her first win at 125. I think she's a player at 125. Let's not get
crazy. She looks small, though. She looks small a little bit, but
sure,
she did a good job.
She's having trouble making 115, so this is better probably. And she could be a smaller 125er. Thank God you weren't on the broadcast, because you probably would have been saying that she deserves a title shot like you did when Gilbert fought.
You think that every time somebody looks good, I give them a title fight?
Yes. Oh, let's skip. Oh, yeah, they're ready. They are ready for a title shot. They were trying to go there before the fight, but I don't want to see poor JoJo. Joanne Calderwood, what did she do to get passed over this time? Right?
Cynthia beat her.
Yeah, but she was the number one contender.
I understand. I'm just saying, but she has a win over her. So if
I was to
start beating the child, look, I'll be honest with you. I don't want to see that fight right. I would prefer her to fight Cynthia to fight again, because who wants to fight Valentina Shevchenko anyway? Right. Come on, man, this is crazy. Like, I was watching the fight Saturday, and I was like, man, Cynthia's gonna have to work on her stand-up if she ever wants to fight Valentina, because she's so good. But
right, yeah, Valentina's on a whole other level. Maybe she fights the winner of Roxanne Modafferi versus Lauren Murphy, which happens this weekend at the Apex. Both fighting around the same time. Modafferi looked good in her last fight against Macy Barber, so we'll see what happens there. But in all, just to put a bow on last Saturday, it was a good card. It was thin, but the first three fights were incredible, all finishing less than a minute, which is a record in the UFC. Cool to see Tyson Nam get a finish. Marvin Vettori is just, I don't know. The guy, Marvin Vettori thinks I hate him. I don't know what's his problem. He comes after me on Twitter saying that he wants to, slap me, beat me up. I don't know what I ever did to Marvin Vettori.
Marvin's a bit of an angry guy. You saw Marvin, Marvin cussed on TV a whole bunch of times. I saw
you could hardly understand what he was saying.
ESPN MMA said that most of Marvin's interview was not safe for work. So how would I have seen that if I don't follow them?
I'm just happy he has a win to hang his hat on, because prior to this, it was like his claim to fame, at least what he would always talk about, was that he went the distance with Israel Adesanya.
Okay, so
Like,
wait.
I'm just,
Now I can kind of see why Marvin wants to beat you up.
Why?
Because you say stuff like that.
What? He has a win now.
So he has a win to hang his hat on, because before all he had his fame was that he lost a close fight. It's like, but that's why you see. That's what I'm talking about.
What?
Why would you say that?
Now he has a high-profile win. I'm giving him props.
This is a better way to say this to Marvin, right? To make him not want to come and beat you up, right? It's like Marvin got a big win. I was happy to see him put the Carl Robertson part behind him.
I wrote
with
that
all
on
the
Twitter.
Bad blood and everything. I would just not have mentioned that his claim to fame was losing to Israel. That would have made, because
he speaks about that. I don't speak about it. He talks about it.
Then everybody like here's the show, right? And then they take these things and they interpret them however they want. So it's like either you're gonna make friends or you're gonna make enemies a little bit. But it's like it's easier to say, well, Marvin has a big win over a guy that he wants to put in the rearview mirror, and now he can go forward and not only talk about having that close loss to Israel Adesanya. So now, when Marvin hears this, he's probably going to be still mad at you. It is going to come at you again. And Marvin Vettori seems like a very angry person. Him and Ewan.
Big kiss. So yeah, you got Ewan, I got Marvin. It's all a big misunderstanding.
It's the new Dahlia and Gilbert.
I don't know. I mean, I want nothing to do with those guys. I mean, are you kidding me? Marvin Vettori, the guy is like, he's like the ultimate warrior, WrestleMania 6. The guy is, I don't know what I ever did to him. Listen, he was mad at me before I made this comment. Let's be honest. He thinks I don't give him enough props. It's a weird way to try to get on the show and have me interview you by you insulting me and threatening me.
He actually said something to me in the fighter meeting once. He walked in and told me that I was way on, maybe it was Izzy's side when I called their fight or something. I don't know.
What a shock.
Yeah, I was like way on their side or something. Yeah, I've been getting that quite a bit in fighter meetings now. The fighters talk about the way that I called the fight. It's so weird. I'm like, guys, I only was calling it the way I saw it.
Why do you think I don't make predictions anymore? It's because
I'm so happy I don't pick predictions.
Well, you'll start to get it now doing this show, right? You're starting to get that heat being called all sorts of things. White knight, this, that, and the other. Fighters are very sensitive. They're very sensitive. Yes.
I'm the one guy in the media that he might hit you. So it's like, I gotta be careful with me because I'm in the media, but I can still hit you. So you better not pick on me too much. Huh?
You hit him with that double leg.
Or just like hit him. Like the double leg, or just hit him. So like I can fight too. So like I can be the protector of you guys. Not all media, because some people deserve it, but I'll take care of you. You're like my brother. So I'm trying to protect you from Darren Till. I'm going to protect you from Marvin Vettori, but you can't make too many enemies, man.
All right. Speaking of double legs, shout out to Merab Diwalishvili. That guy's incredible.
That dude there's in shape, huh?
13 takedowns in that fight, 52 in his career, more than John Jones, Sean Shirk, all these guys. John Jones has 90 takedowns. According to UFC stats, this guy's halfway there in 6 fights. John Jones has 20-something fights. He is a beast at 135.
I just love hearing the guys pump up Merab before his fight. Yeah, Merab. God, all those New York. Hey, those guys are on the roll right now, man. I'm happy for them. I love that Al is out there kind of leading the team because Ray and Matt are back home. And I love seeing the support from Matt and Ray on social media as those guys are kicking butt over there. Man, their little team is rocking and rolling. Proud of those guys. I'm happy for them.
Ray Borg, we want to send our best to him.
Yes.
He had to go back home because of his son. So we hope that everything is okay there and that they're doing all right. And obviously he made the right call. It's great that he's able to be there with his son and look out for him. Also want to give a shout out to Miesha Tate, who had her second child.
Yeah, congrats.
At home. Unexpectedly. At home. How about that?
Tough. Tough. Miesha's tough, right? Not anybody can just give birth to their baby at home. Miesha Tate can. So congratulations to the champ. It was awesome.
Shout out to Hunter Hurst Helmsley, who recently said, we haven't really talked about this, that he'd love to be in the DC business. I saw that comment. Hey, that's our guy right there.
Triple H.
Paul Levesque.
Hey, it feels good to be wanted. Hey, so man, listen, when people say, DC, you suck, just know that DC has a 7-figure broadcasting career, right after I'm done with the fighting. So I'm good over here.
just a small message to Paul over there in Stanford. It's a package deal.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Take his phone. Hey, we're ringside for WrestleMania 42, and we throw it back to who? Ariel Helwani in the back, who's with Roman Reigns for the main event. That's how we rock it and roll it, baby.
It's a package
That's how
deal.
we
Or you
roll
just
it.
say
It's a
we
package
throw
deal.
it ringside to DC and Helwani. You know what I'm saying? It's a package deal, Paul. Just want to let you know. Times have changed. You know what I'm saying? Times have changed, my man. Two more shout outs. A shout out to our guy Action Bronson. He's in the new film The King of Staten Island. Have you seen this movie?
I want to watch it, man. It just popped up on my my TV last night. I'm gonna probably watch it sometime this week. I'm
great.
Excited about it. I like Pete
Davidson.
Pete Davidson. He's funny.
He's very funny. And Action is in it. I didn't know that he was in it. He just pops up towards the end.
Did you watch it?
I watched it, yes.
Was it good?
I have to say, I love the movie. Number two, I don't go to movie theaters. I haven't been to a movie theater in like 5 years. I like this whole thing where we now get the new releases at home. We never have to leave our houses.
You pay $20 every time you want to watch it, though.
That's all good.
That's very dangerous for trolls.
Yes.
That's very dangerous for Trolls 2 World Tour. Trolls 2 World Tour. That's very dangerous when those movies come out because those kids watch them so many times.
They think it's like, Disney Plus where they can watch it over and over again.
How many times did you buy Trolls 2?
Twice.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Zori, my niece Zori was there whenever it came out. 8 times.
Oh my God.
8 times she watched Trolls 2. At one point, Daniel's pressing buy again. I had to hit the remote out of his hand.
Yes, that is dangerous. It'd be great if they can record it, but I guess that would be illegal. Anyway, shout out to Action Bronson and go watch the movie. It's a great movie. And one last one, if I can. Hey, it's not really a shout out. It's an apology. I have to apologize to my mom. She was very sad that I talked about the Peak last week. Very sad, very upset. She wants me to tell the world that she used the other side of the Peak, not
so she didn't stab you.
Listen, I'm not going to argue with her publicly here. My memory is a little different, but she was very upset that I brought this up. My sister called me.
No.
Yes, my sister called me.
Your sister was like, "Oh my God, the Peak sucked so bad, didn't it?"
No. My sister called me about how dare you talk like this.
They attacked you?
Yes, they were very mad. So can I just apologize?
No, you gotta be kidding me.
I'm serious. They were mad at me.
Because
I had to call her and say, "Are you really mad? It's the show. We're just having fun. People like when you talk about your childhood." Dahlia,
some things are off limits, Ariel. My child abuse is absolutely off limits.
We didn't think you would remember that, so I just wanted to apologize. Do you want to apologize to your mom for the Switch comments, or
no? Absolutely not. Like it was part of it. Absolutely happened. And there's a show I watched on BET yesterday. It's something I can't remember the name of it, but it's something about like God, I can't remember the name of the show, but they were talking about certain things that came in Black childhoods, and they brought up the Switch. I'm telling you this. So I was watching it. I told Selena, I go, wow, the Switch was part of everybody's childhood. So no, I'm not apologizing to Audrey Cormier because she beat me with that Switch on a number of occasions in my childhood. So sorry. So whereas you going to apologize to your mom and let her off the hook, I'm not letting my mom off the hook.
All right.
Sometimes you got to look in the mirror at yourself. What's your mom's name?
Penina.
Penina, look at the mirror and realize what you did to little Ariel. Hey, Penina, listen, and you got to think about, look at what you did to your son. You shaped him, and now he's so skittish and scared because of you poking him, whatever that thing was called.
Hey, Peak. First of all, I ain't no skittish and scared, all right?
Yeah, you're scared of Darren Till. You're scared of Darren Till.
Hey, they can all get
You're scared of Marvin Vittori, too. You said 2 times this show, you openly said that you're scared of Marvin Vittori and Iwan Kutilawa. Like that's 2 dudes you're afraid of. So that's because your mama. What's your mama's name again?
Penina.
Yeah, Penina. Look what you did to your son.
I'll tell you who I'm not scared of. Ben Askren. Dylan Dennis. I'm not scared of any of those.
Ben Askren alone, man. Hey, and Dylan Dennis Dylan Dennis can talk. But the other day, man, he went on a picture of my boy Kyle Crutchmer. And he said something. That's a dangerous game, Dennis. Don't you mess with this dude.
What'd he say?
He called Kyle Crutchmer a cheerleader. He said, it was a picture of 3 dudes. He goes, who's the cheerleader in the middle? Hey, let me tell you something. Don't mess with Crutch, man. Crutchmer is and he's in Bellator. So
he's in Bellator. Yeah, let's book it.
Let's book it. Crutchmer versus Dennis. Let's make it happen. Let's see what's going to happen. So if these guys
Crutchmer would tear him apart, huh?
Crutchmer would destroy him. But let
What
those
weight
dudes
does he fight at? 170?
170. Yeah. What
Perfect.
does Dennis fight? 150?
170.
Oh, yeah. Let them dudes go. Hey, Coker, let them dudes go. I didn't realize it. I thought
Yeah.
Dennis fought 145.
No.
Oh,
170.
hey, Coker, let these dudes go, man. Crutchman versus Dennis, man. Make it happen.
That's a big time fight. Although he
Well,
is
not big time. I mean, let's not get crazy here.
well,
Crutch is barely getting started. Dennis is barely getting started, but I think it's a fun fight between prospects. Let them dudes get after it.
all right. We're out of time.
We're done.
We're done, yeah. Hey, we weren't supposed to have a show this week, so this has been great.
Wait, what?
Well, I don't want to get too inside baseball.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You gotta be careful. You better be careful.
All I'll say is I was very happy when they announced the Stipe DC3 fight, because that meant we got a show. Hey, I'll be
why
here.
would we not have a show?
Listen,
If we don't have shows, fans, listen, guys, you know I love you.
Yeah.
Don't let us get canceled, guys. Don't let us get canceled. Not even for 1 week. We need to be on every week. We need to be in your life every week.
August 10th and August 17th. You heard it here first. Clip it off.
Yeah. Well, you know that if I lose, I get away. Like sometimes I'm like,
that'll make the show.
I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna. Hey, bro, listen to this. Like, I'm in such better shape this time. I'm in so much better shape physically. I'm so much better. My health is so much better. I'm just mentally where I need to be. Like, I feel so confident going into this rematch.
I can't wait. It's going to be huge. And I can't wait to see all the IG stories this week of you reposting people that,
Well, you should see the next one. You should see the next one I'm going to post. It's me and little Daniel. Daniel did his first sauna yesterday, bro.
Oh, man.
He actually was
7?
He's 9. He's 9. He should be 8 years old. They said putting a kid in sauna is very good for him. It's good for their mental development. It's good for their physical development. And they said as they get older, being able to sit in the sauna allows them to learn how to regulate their body temperature, right?
Oh.
So it's good.
Okay. Well, it looks like you got quite the setup there. One of these days, I'd love to check it out. Be inviting Gilroy, not San Jose, as I mistakenly said at the top of the show. But it has been fun, and I'm excited. August 15th is the fight this Saturday. The UFC is back on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Curtis Blades against Alexander Volkov. We'll talk about that. Big time fight in your division, in your weight class. I mean, if you beat Stipe, there's a very good chance they'll offer you that guy, and you'll be fighting till 50 like Bernard Hopkins. You know what I mean? You and Curtis is a big time fight. You and Curtis is a big time fight. Razor blades.
Hey, listen, I fight guy. Let me not say that.
Say it.
I was going to say some disrespectful stuff again, dog. That's happened to me before. On a number of times, I've been a number of times where I've said some disrespectful stuff to people, and then they always come after me. So I'm not saying that, man.
I know what you were going to say, but I won't say it.
What do you think I was going to say?
You want me to say it?
Yeah, try to say it.
You were going to say, if I'm still fighting the Razor Blades of the world at this age,
I said that one time, and then I ended up fighting Volkan Ozdemir. I'm not doing that. No, I'll just say like, hey, I was gonna say I start fighting people like that's not as well known. I'll be in the same situation as Jorge Masvidal, trying to get more money.
No.
I want more money. I'll be like, man, pay me because it's not gonna sell. So. All right, let's cut that part.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll cut it out. All right. Thank you very much to Modelo. Thank you, Corporate Jake. Thank you, TST. Thanks to DC, of course, for joining us. Good luck training this week, and we'll do it all again this time next week. All right?
My man.
Peace. We're out of here.
All right,
dog. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.